Toronto.
Thank you. Mike, at what point yesterday, the day before, did you realize that you're going to be a part of the Maple Leafs?
I don't know. I would say, I finally called Shanny back yesterday at 11:30. Went back and forth a number of different times. I mean, the opportunity to stay in Detroit was weighed heavy on me. Obviously, people talked about the Buffalo opportunity. Terry Pegula is an incredible man, and that would have been great. But coaching the Maple Leafs, I've coached Canada a number of times. I said it earlier, and I enjoyed that. And I think this is a special, special place. I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to be the Leafs coach. So that and this city and what it could provide my family, and in particular now my wife, was helpful in the process.
24 straight seasons.
To being the Buffalo Sabres head coach?
I don't know the answer, because until you say yes, you didn't say yes. You go through this process and you go back and forth. If you would have told me before I came, and I don't know what date it was, before I came to see Shanny and Larry, I don't know, there's that 10 days ago, I don't know what day that was, but whenever I did, I would have never believed I wouldn't even have considered it, really, I didn't think. But once I got here and I met with them and I heard their plan and I saw their passion and we started talking about their commitment to doing it right in the long term, and then suddenly I was excited. But, I went back and forth. I met with a number of teams that had great situations and impressive plans, and in the end you weigh through it all and you find out what fits best for you.
So to be clear, you never said yes to the Sabres. You never told them you were coming.
No, but anytime you're in a process, you're in the process, and every time you're being interviewed for a job, you talk about we in the process. That's what you do. Now, I'm on record right here. I mean, I've been in this business a long time, and I just tell it like it is, period. So if you don't like what happened in the process, I feel bad about that, but I'm the Leafs coach, and that's it for me.
What's the first thing you would like to address as coach for the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Pardon me?
What's the first thing you would like to address as coach for the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Well, the first thing I'd like to do is I'd like to get to know the people that work here a little bit better. I've been on the phone with Dubes a number of times and with Hunts a number of times already, and over the last, I don't know, even this morning and last night, and just going back and forth and trying to get everything together and get as organized as we possibly can and come up with a plan. But there's lots of first things to do. How's that?
Mike, a lot of the recent coaches here in Toronto, they kind of have a love-hate relationship with the media, mostly hate.
Well, I'm going to love you guys. You're going to go sick of it. Well, I'm just going to, this is what I love about it, is I love the fact that you care. And if there wasn't a bunch of fans out there that cared, you wouldn't have a job here. So my job is because of the fans, and your job is because of the fans. So let's be thankful for the fans, and the more you have, the more you people work. And so can you imagine that you'd be too busy to take a little time to sell your product? That makes no sense to me whatsoever. Now, are there going to be times when it didn't go as good as it should have on the ice, and I might be a little more heated than I should be or intolerant? My wife sometimes says, I can be like that. So I apologize in advance. How's that?
So did you ever wonder, do you only follow your own team, or do you follow some other teams maybe in the press and as the season goes on? Did you ever wonder what might be going on up here while you were coaching the Red Wings?
Oh, yeah. Why leave? You were hoping for more than that, weren't you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
I'll go with, oh, yeah.
Why leave Detroit, Mike?
I've been there for 10 glorious years. The Illiches and the Hollands were spectacular to me. I mean, Mr. Lindsay is a great man. Zetterberg, Datsuk, and Cronwell, and what they did for my family. But for me, I knew it was right today when I woke up, and I was, like I said earlier, a little bit scared, a little fearful, exhilarated, pumped up. You feel like you're 25 years old. It's called change. And in today's world, if you don't embrace change and you're not comfortable with change, you're standing still. So I'm excited. There's a growth opportunity for me here.
Mike, along those lines, you made a very dramatic statement earlier saying that there's going to be pain. What do you mean by that?
Well, you think there hasn't been? You know, it's Rome wasn't built in a day. It just doesn't happen like that. It's a process, and when you're in the day-to-day winning business and you're used to winning most every night and you're used to having 100 points all the time, which I've been used to, that's because you have a great organization with great players, and it takes a long time to build that, and it's going to take us time to build it, but I want you to understand we're going to do that.
Mike, do you worry that fans won't be as patient? I mean, you're not the first coach to come in here and bring a bunch of hope to the team and then get run out of town within a span of 3 years is what's happened to a lot of the predecessors. Do you worry that fans won't share that same patience that you've got?
No, I actually think the fans are impatient because we won't be patient. I think they probably sit back and don't understand why you keep getting ahead of yourself. They're smart, they're intelligent, they know what's going on, and a lot of them are big business people. They build their own business. You think they build them overnight? Like, this is life. Let's not kid ourselves. Sport mirrors life, and we're in it for the long haul here, and so are the fans, and the fans are proud of this team. I bet you they're excited.
Mike, you talked about the reasons, obviously, you made this decision, but in comparing the on-ice situation in terms of, you know, the rosters, when you look at Buffalo and Toronto, and there's been pain in Buffalo too, I think it's fair to say, in the rebuild there. Compare the two situations as they stand right now from a rebuild perspective.
Well, I just think that Buffalo and Edmonton are set up spectacular. I really do. I think their future is real bright. They got to be excited and pumped up about their players, and I studied the Buffalo Sabres very closely, and they got lots of kids, and Tim Murray and his staff will do a fantastic job of acquiring talent. In the end, though, it didn't work for myself and my family. That's it. And so, you know, you wish them luck, and I understand we have a longer journey here than that. That's the way it is. I want to be the Leafs coach.
Mike, how much does it change when you sign a contract like this, when they've always said you can fire the coach, you can't fire the players? You're the third highest paid guy on this roster now. Does that change the aspect of the power you have?
The thing the contract meant to me was their commitment to doing it right and doing it for a long period of time. That's what that contract meant to me. So they're in it. They're in it for the haul. When I talked to the guys, that's what they talked about. They talked about doing it right. When they talked like that, I got excited. And, you know, for them, right from the get-go, I mean, they offered me the contract the first night I met with them after dinner. That was 10 days ago.
So you've accomplished so much in your career. Gold medals, you've done it all. What will success look like for you here in Toronto when we're back here 8 years and maybe you're moving on somewhere else?
Well, I'd like to stay here for 10, so you got to earn that. But you know, this is what I tell you is, my dad passed this year, and he, you know, when I was going to be the coach in 2014, he said to me, "What are you doing? You've already done this." And I said, "This is who you raised. I think it's about the chase. I think it's about trying to maximize what you've been given." I hope my kids are going out in the world to be difference makers. I really believe that. I hope they have a lot of integrity. I hope they treat people right, but I hope they squeeze every ounce out of themselves. You can't tell them that if you don't want to do it yourself. And so this is an unbelievable challenge for me. I know how hard it's going to be, and there's going to be pain. I've said it before, but I think it's going to be exhilarating, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be here.
If you can win here, will that be sort of the ultimate?
You know, I don't know that. When we won in Detroit, I thought it was the ultimate. When we won in 2010, I thought it was the ultimate. When we won in 2014, you thought it was the ultimate. You know, there's lots of ultimates. It's just baby steps. I live in the present. The sun got up today, so did I. We're going to work hard. We're going to be relentless. We're going to find a way to get things done. We're going to make lots of mistakes, but our mind and our plan is going to get tweaked. But we know where we want to go. Now we got to figure out a way to get there. But there's 29 other teams trying too.
Sorry, Mike. What was more important in contract negotiations, term or money?
Yeah, I don't know. I never really thought like that. You know, I'm embarrassed that that's out there, to be honest with you. I'm a school teacher. I'll tell you a story. Is when I first met my wife, we came here. I was a school teacher. I taught at Red Deer College. All my buddies, I went to McGill. They were MBAs. They were lawyers. They're all talking. The whole party that night was sitting around. All we did was talk about money. I never thought about money once in my whole life. I didn't have it. I didn't think about it. You know what? I'm going to drive the same Ford 150 if it fits in the parking lot, as I always do.
Sir, what do you expect of any hockey player who finally gets to put on an NHL jersey? What are you expecting from them?
Well, I expect you to be a pro, but you don't get to be a pro overnight. Some people think pro means when you play for money. Pro means when you do it right, when you prepare right, when you eat right, when you sleep right, when you train right. It takes good people who want to do it right. And being a player in the National Hockey League is, it takes 365 days a year. And when you ask a player, what does it mean to be a Maple Leaf? I want the answer to be right.